Good morning, everyone. Myself, Jinil Raj from Fortis Hospital, Mumbai. I would like to congratulate everyone behind this wonderful virtual conference. Here, I would like to present a complex case which we have encountered a couple of years ago. This case is a perfect example of what all can go wrong in a pediatric heart transplantation or the amount of work the pediatric heart transplantation demands. A 12-year-old male weighing around 28 kilo was a detected case of DCM a couple of years ago. His echo showed severe LV dysfunction. His EF was around 10%. He was having moderate to severe RV dysfunction and moderate pulmonary artery hypertension. Here we have the echo images of his LV, which is showing hardly any movements. His chest X-ray was showing CTR ratio of 2 by 3 and all dilated chambers. We started the treatment with the inotropes, which was responding initially. After 2 days, he had an arrest. So we were given CPR and he revived. After arrest, he had multiple episodes of SVTs. So we decided to put him on temporary LVAD. So for LVAD, we have used Endrimac. Cannulation part, we have used a 16 French Medtronic DLP cannula in aorta and 26 French straight venous cannula in LV apex. We could obtain 1.7 liter per minute with an RPM of 2100. For anticoagulation, we have given 1 milligram per kilogram of heparin initially, and we maintained a CT of 140 to 160 and APTT of around 45 seconds. We could extubate him on next day. Here we can see the X-ray image after the procedure. The aortic cannula is not very well visible. Here we have the LV apex cannula. He is lying on LVAD in an extubated state very comfortably. We supported him on LVAD for 12 days. On day 12, he presented with atrial arrhythmias, drop in urine output, and raised CVP. So we had done an echo. It suggested RV dysfunction, hypokinetic interventricular septum, which is bulging towards LV. He had dilated RA and RV. So during the echo, his RV collapsed and we were not able to flow much in LVAD. So we decided to convert the LVAD to ECMO in an emergency basis. So for ECMO conversion, we have assembled and primed a new circuit with Meadows Highlight LT oxygenator. So when we have added a 28 French straight venous cannula in RA with an existing LV cannula. We have put a bifurcation in the common venous line. On ECMO, we were able to flow 2.2 liters per minute with an RPM of 2000 to 2800, and his ACT was stepped up to 180 to 200 and APT to above 50 seconds. This X-ray after the procedure. Here we can see all three cannula. This one is RA, the middle one is aortic, and the left ventricular cannula was repositioned during the procedure. This is a photograph after the procedure. We can see all three cannula limbs here. On day 7 on ECMO, he got a heart allotted from Bhopal. The donor was 60-year-old weighing around 70 kilo. But we could not do the coronary angiogram there because the facility was not available there. So the coronary were palpated and that felt normal at that point of time. We have given 3 liters of custodial solution over 15 minutes by gravity before harvesting. For transplantation, we have put bicaval cannula and a new aortic cannula. The total ischemic time was 3 hours 36 minutes, and in which cold ischemic time was 2 hours 5 minutes, and warm ischemic time was 1 hour 31 minutes. The total CPP time was 4 hours 13 minutes, and we came off a little bit higher inotropic support. That was adrenaline 0.1 mics, milrinone 0.5 mics, and noradov 0.08 mics. The donor had EF was around 60%, and the standard dose of immunosuppressants and steroids were given. We usually use basiliximab and solumetrol. Within next 6 hours, he presented again with atrial arrhythmias, low pressures, and urine output. So we have done an echo which showed severe RV dysfunction, dilated RA and RV, and hypokinetic septum. So we decided to put him on RVAD. So for Harvard, we have used a 16 French cannula in pulmonary artery and 26 French cannula in RA for drainage. We were flowing around 1.8 liter per minute with RPM of 2200. The standard dose of immunosuppressants were given on day 2, which was tacrolimus and mycophenolate. This is our Harvard circuit. We have kept an oxygenator standby in case of emergency conversion to ECMO. We have used a cytosorbent filter also on Harvard. Here we have the chest X-ray. RA cannula is here, and we have the PA cannula. His RV gradually improved over 5 days. We could wean him off after 5 days. The flow was weaned slowly over 24 hours. The lowest flow kept was 0.4 liters with an RPM of 1200. He came off with minimal inotropic support, and which was weaned off over 4 days. After the Harvard, we could not wean the ventilator off because of his respiratory muscle weakness. So we proceeded with tracheostomy and weaned him off ventilator after multiple trial over 10 days. Finally, he got discharged to home after 2 months of hospital stay. After 3 months, he had fever and dyspnea, and he was readmitted to the hospital. CT chest was suggested, and which revealed aortic pseudoaneurysm. Here we can see the aneurysm sac. In another view, here we have the aneurysm sac. It was a pseudoaneurysm in ascending aortic anastomotic site. So we shifted him to OR, and femoral bypass was established. For CPB, we have put a 14 French arterial cannula in femoral artery and 17 French cannula in femoral vein. So he was cooled to 18 degree, and his aorta was repaired with bovine pericardium and TCA. All the standard protocols for DHCA were followed, and after the procedure, we rewound him gradually and came off with minimal inotropic support. We extubated him on next day and discharged him on day 7. During the first year biopsy, we did an angiogram of his coronaries, which showed a significant block in his LMC. Here we can see the block. So here we paid the price for not doing a coronary angiogram at the time of harvesting. But anyway, we proceeded with the angioplasty. So image after the plasty, we can see his blockage is removed. Not removed, his blockage was plastered. So this news was published in Times of India at that point of time. So in this article, they have asked Dr. K.R. Balakrishnan from Chennai, who is having the most experience in pediatric heart transplant. He said that he was also faced the same issue multiple times, requiring angioplasty in pediatric heart transplanted patients. So over the span of 1 year, the patient had undergone LVAD, ECMO, transplantation, RVAD, aneurysm repair, and LMCA stenting. This could be the first reported case of LVAD, transplant, and RVAD in a single patient. So after this miserable time, now he is enjoying doing TikTok videos. This is our team, and thank you for your patience hearing.